Hello, I'm Stephen Flay. I'm the Executive Chef at Peachtree Hotel here in Penrith. Today I'll be making you one dish. It's the USA pork ribs. I'll be doing it in two stages. First stage is I'll be starting off with the ribs themselves, finishing off with tempura battered onion rings, which is a garnish which goes on top of it. First of all, we've got our pork ribs. They've actually been pre-blanched, so they're a double cooked rib. They're a USA rib. First of all, you put them onto the char grill. Now this will take a couple of minutes for this to cook right through. They are already a partly cooked product. The idea is to finish it off on the char grill. That'll finish off the cooking stage, making the pork very, very tender. When the dish is actually ready, the meat should actually fall off the bone. It shouldn't stick to the bone when you actually go to cut it. So that's the first stage there. That'll sit there for a couple of minutes and slowly cook through. The second stage we'll use for our garnish. We do our own tempura onion rings. So you just use a fresh onion ring, fresh onions, cut them into rings, dust them in a little bit of flour, put them into your tempura batter.
Just plain flour, self-raising?
Just normal. We'll actually use a little bit of the salt and pepper in the flour.
Okay.
But in our tempura mix we add a little bit of paprika to it as well, just get a little bit more flavour.
And you make your own tempura mix?
Yes, we do. Yeah.
How do I do that?
Basically flour, water, eggs, salt, a little bit of paprika. Sometimes you also will use a little bit of soda water as well. That helps to carbonate it. It tends to make it a little bit fluffy as well. But with the onion rings, you don't really need it to be too fluffy. But if you're doing some style of prawns, you could do it for that. Just be careful with the deep fryer. Just dropping your onion rings in there. Giving them a little bit of dip so the batter actually seals and just doesn't sink straight to the bottom of your deep fry.
And how long should they take, do you think?
These will only take a couple of minutes. Again, this is something that you could pre-prepare earlier, and some people actually finish them off on the grill plate after they've actually been cooked.
Okay, so they're not going to go soggy, or?
No, they'll actually crispen up again when they go back onto the actual grill.
Okay. These must be a favourite of everyone.
They are. We also sell these as a side as well. Yeah, so these are actually used as a side as well as on this dish as well. Again, I'll only lightly cook them off. And then I'll finish them off again as soon as they're ready to go. Just turning the ribs. I've actually got a basting sauce that will actually go with them. This is a mixture of about 3 or 4 different ingredients. But the main base is a really good strong hickory-based barbecue. And then I've added a few other ingredients to it as well. One to stretch out, give it a few different flavours as well.
That's your secret ingredient.
Secret ingredients can't give away too much.
Exactly. You'll have to come to the Peachtree to get it.
Exactly. So the purpose of putting it onto the char grill and putting the sauce over the top, the sauce actually caramelizes and actually gets sweeter as well, brings out the extra flavours. Like sweet flavoured sauces are very, very good with pork, helps bring out all the different flavours. Again, you leave that on there for a few more minutes. Once you've done the other side, you can turn it back over again, and again, baste this side as well. So while I'm basting this side, the other side starts to caramelise.
And what's your favourite cut of meat to cook?
Favourite cut of meat? Oh, I like all meats. It's hard to sort of pick one. As long as it's fresh ingredients,
yeah.
I think you really can't go wrong. Can't go wrong. Again, you cook both sides relatively evenly, allowing the flavour to actually penetrate through. Each through one of these is actually a rib bone. It's actually done from the front rib area of the actual pig. But all the meat is between the actual ribs themselves, so it's quite a thin cut of meat, but the flavour that comes out is fantastic. So while it's cooking, we generally serve this as well with a little bit of side of chips. So I'll put the chips back into the fryer. serve it on to a nice container with a little bit of a side salad. It's about this time I'll put the onion rings back into the deep fryer just to finish off. Again, to make it more crispy.
That smells beautiful, Steve.
Yeah, it's lovely. You can smell that barbecue starting to work. Just a couple of chips, you don't need too much on it. People still love their chips. Ribs go onto the plate. Again, just give it a really light brush over, making sure that sauce goes through everything. And again, just put your second flash of your onion rings on top. Again, some nice shredded garnish straight onto the top. And again, all done.
Oh, fantastic. Well done.
Thank you very much.
Steve. Thanks
No
for
worries.
having us.